Cowboys' Dak Prescott gets called out by Super Bowl winning QB. The Dallas Cowboys pulled off a road win at Acrisure Stadium on Sunday, October 6th, over the Pittsburgh Steelers, 20-17, and they're 3-2 going into their Week 6 game against the Detroit Lions. Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott had a strong game against the Steelers, especially when he pulled off a cool, late-game move by throwing a touchdown to wide receiver Jalen Tolbert with only 20 seconds left on the clock, setting Tolbert up for a 70-yard drive that gave the Cowboys the win. NFL fans, experts, and former players who were watching the game took notice of Prescott's showing, including former Steelers quarterback Ben Roethlisberger, who won 2 Super Bowls with Pittsburgh. Ex-Steelers quarterback Ben Roethlisberger gives Cowboys' Dak Prescott props. Even after retirement, Roethlisberger stays active in the NFL with his Footballin' podcast. The former quarterback has been watching his Steelers this season and, of course, made some comments about their loss against the Cowboys. Prescott has yet to win a Super Bowl, but Roethlisberger's kind words could be encouraging to the Cowboy. On his podcast, Roethlisberger said that Prescott came through when the Cowboys most needed it, and that impressed him. He had 2 huge drives when they needed it most. That's why you're paying a gut to win the game, Roethlisberger said in the October 7th edition of the show. All in all, I think for the linemen that were going down, there were guys stepping up for the Cowboys that I didn't even know who they were. That's what you want, and that's what you expect. That's also what a good quarterback does. He elevates those guys that you don't know much about to bring it on and be their best. I thought he did a good job at that. Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin also says he's impressed by Dak Prescott. Roethlisberger wasn't the only one gushing over Prescott. The quarterback got more kudos from Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin, who actually said it would be a disservice to the game to not give praise to Prescott. When talking about the mistakes the Steelers made against the Cowboys, Tomlin took a few moments to first say some kind words about Prescott. Sometimes it was just quality play making and throws and catches, Tomlin told the media on Tuesday, October 8th. I thought Dak went down the middle of the field to Cowboys wide receiver Cavani Turpin one time, and I just thought that was an awesome look-off and really good throw, and we made the hit almost immediately, he added, and that just speaks to the talents of Dak Prescott. And oftentimes, I certainly want to be reflective and own our component of circumstances, but I'm doing a disservice to the game sometimes if you don't acknowledge the quality, skill set, and the talents of those you compete against. Tomlin also said some kind things about Prescott in the post-game press conference after the loss, stating that he's a veteran guy and good in those moments. He added, when you're playing a good team and particularly a guy like Dak Prescott, man, you're in tight ball games. He ends up with the ball last, and you've got a chance to lose, and that's really just a synopsis of what transpired. Dallas Cowboys get reunited with a familiar face in a shocking trade proposal. The Dallas Cowboys have had a nice start to the season with a 3-2 record and showed the entire NFL world they are legit threats to be a contender this season after they went into Pittsburgh on Sunday and pulled off a major win against the Steelers. Dallas has had some wide receiver issues since Brandon Cooks was put on IR with a knee injury, which will have him miss at least 3 more games. The Cowboys need to make another move to add another legitimate receiver to complement CeeDee Lamb, and CBS Sports proposed a trade, which many Dallas fans will love. Josh Edwards from CBS Sports wrote an article 2025 NFL Mock Draft, projecting trades for Davante Adams and other top WRs, how it could impact Round 1, and has the Cowboys trading for Browns wide receiver Amari Cooper, and stated, although the season has not gone as planned, the acquisition of Cooper would give the franchise a jolt it desperately needs. Cooper is relatively inexpensive financially and already has a rapport with Dak Prescott. Cooper spent 4 seasons with the Cowboys from 2018 to 2021 before getting traded to Cleveland in March of 2022, and he could bring major upside to the Dallas wide receiver room. The Cleveland Browns have a record of 1-4 and will not be going to the playoffs. Cooper is in the last year of his contract, and the Browns have shown no signs of wanting to resign him, so he will most likely be available for a trade at the deadline. Cowboys WR CeeDee Lamb calms the storm again after another sideline moment with QB Dak Prescott. CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, and the sideline have been a recipe for disaster so far this season. During the Cowboys' Week 3 loss against the Baltimore Ravens, Lamb and Prescott had a moment on the sideline after a failed offensive series. Lamb was visibly upset and Prescott walked away from the star receiver. Heading into Week 4, Lamb addressed the media by taking responsibility for the dispute and that he would be better moving forward. The controversy officially ended with smiles when the Cowboys beat the New York Giants 20-15 on Thursday Night Football, and Lamb finished the game 98 receiving yards and a score. Or so fans thought. In Week 5's Sunday Night Football matchup against the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Cowboys' dynamic duo were once again caught in a sideline argument. After Prescott threw an interception, a pass which was intended for Lamb, Lamb approached Prescott and seemed to give him an earful. The Cowboys ended up winning the contest 20-17, but Lamb finished the night with 62 receiving yards. And once again, the rumor mill began turning. This time, Cowboys fans and Lamb himself were quick to shut down turmoil rumors between Lamb and Prescott. On October 10th, during the Cowboys Media Day, Lamb was asked about the sideline exchange, to which Lamb said people didn't even know what he said. "Jump ball 4," Lamb reiterated. According to Lamb, Prescott ended up throwing a back shoulder pass on the play, which resulted in the INT. Lamb wanted a jump ball and just wanted to let his QB know where to place it on their next red zone opportunity. Although it hasn't been the most explosive start to the season, Lamb has been a man of his word and has continued to grow as a leader. Even when he wasn't involved in plays during Week 5's victory, fans noticed Lamb helping out the offense in other ways, like drawing more coverage and leading the way with a block. So far this season, Lamb has 25 receptions for 378 yards and 2 TDs. Lamb and the Cowboys will face the Detroit Lions in Week 6. The last time Lamb faced the Lions defense, he racked up 227 receiving yards, a career high, and a TD. Cowboys RB Ezekiel Elliott dumbfounded by lack of touches, and he should be. Running back Ezekiel Elliott seems to be wondering why the Dallas Cowboys reunited with him if they're not planning on using him. On Thursday, Clarence Hill Jr. of DLLS Sports shared Elliott has discussed his role with Dallas coaching staff, and he remains dumbfounded about his lack of touches in the red zone. Elliott started in Week 1 against the Cleveland Browns, rushing for 40 yards on 10 carries in a 33-17 win. Since then, his role has diminished. Over the past 4 games, he hasn't had more than 6 carries. Dallas may be reducing Elliott's role.